Welcome back to this week's episode number 8. All right, we are talking about sales processes. I'm Rylan.
I'm Cameron.
We got Cam. All right, first one, Cam. We'll mow through this. What we're gonna do is we're gonna create like a start to finish. Let's say you have a company or you don't have a sales process yet set up. We're gonna just start at the beginning of what you would do. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Perfect. All right, so number 1, how do you get the leads? That's the number 1 thing is how do you get people in the door? So what you would do is you would start by either cold calling is like the oldest way that you could do these sort of things, right? Mm-hmm. Oldest thing that you could do. LinkedIn, emails, if you have them, that one's a little bit harder. Usually you could also set up simultaneously drip campaigns, but you have to have the emails, right? But the main thing is going to be calling people. So you pick your niche market that you're kind of like if you do healthcare, okay, I'm calling doctors that are chiropractors or whatever, right? So you call them after you basically offer them some sort of value proposition to get them to agree for like a 10 or 15 minute little free demonstration. Like, for example, I know when we did websites, we would say, hey, we noticed your site's not secure. There's about 15 errors on the back end. Google flags this. We can just give you a free analysis and, it doesn't cost you anything. How does that sound? Boom. Okay, great. Wednesday, 10 p.m., does that work good for you, or does Friday? That's the other thing, too, is you got to kind of be good at sales. Refer to our last video, right? But you got to be good at sales and really just being assumptive. The assumptive close is really good. Anything to add to that you could think
keep going. Go through the whole process.
Okay. All right, so next you do the demo. So they set the appointment. Then let's say Wednesday comes, you do the demo, and once you do the demonstration, and that's you have to map out your own demonstration of like your own flow of what you offer, how you where you're going to add value, how you're going to. That's just like trial and error. You know what I mean? How you're going to actually help these businesses or individuals. But you do your demonstration, and then immediately you put them in your CRM or whatever you use to follow up. I know at the very beginning of business, we would just use Google Sheets. It does become a nightmare once you have over 100 people because just tracking, when was the last time I talked to them? Okay, you can have a dates thing, but then it's just like, it's not as seamless and congruent as putting it all together into a CRM. But be careful, because some CRMs are either way expensive, so I would not recommend like Salesforce or any of these. Do not get that at the beginning unless you're just rolling in the Benjamins already, because that's way expensive. But be careful, because once you pick a CRM, you can't get out. You can, but it just takes a lot of time. The more leads you have, you got to export them, put them into the new CRM, so just be cautious on that. So anyway, to get back on track here, we do the demo, you put them in the CRM, and then this is important. You set a follow-up date after the demo that they agree to, and then you make sure that everything goes in your calendar. You send them an invite, like a Google Calendar, and that just makes it all seamless. And then you want to send them after your demonstration, make it crystal clear, like talking to a baby. Okay, thanks for your time today. I'm going to send you an outline of what we spoke about. I also want to set a follow-up date, and on this outline of what we spoke about, it'll have this, and this. Do you have any questions on that? No? Okay, great. You'll see that, and then, hey, I like to do my due diligence. I speak to a lot of these people. What day works best for a follow-up? And this is just to like kind of reopen if you guys have any questions after the email, things like that, right? And then you do that, you set up the date, and then from there, you send them that email, the outline, boom, put it in the calendar, the next follow-up date, you go there, boom, spliggy splam, spliggy bloom. You're in there like swimwear and you close the deal.
Okay.
I just made up a new term.
Yeah, you did.
There you go.
You can remember it though.
Spliggy splam, spliggy sploom. I think that was it. Okay, go ahead.
I think we can just go on and start from the beginning in helping everyone understand on our show. This is doing everything while trying to use almost no resources in the sense of money resources. Mm-hmm. Because you can buy leads,
right?
You know what I mean. There's companies out there that can give you anywhere from 5 cents to $50, to
those solar leads, baby.
Right? They're ridiculous. So it all depends on what you're doing. So again, this is initially starting with no leads, and you're using all the internal free resources that you have, like you said, like LinkedIn. You're using your past contacts. You're using people's, you have emails that you can create a drip campaign. You're using the companies that you work for as a VP or a manager, things like that. Then you go to the next process of, how am I going to call this person? People use dialers at bigger companies, but again, some people are just using their cell phones, or you can get a Google, voice number.
Right, all of it.
And then we're going into like how we're going to track it. Again, Excel is amazing. It's a lot better than Google Sheets. Google Sheets, has different formulas you can input, but definitely Excel you can manipulate to a lot of different things. Like you said, when you put it into a CRM, it's hard to take it all out and export all the data that's in there, and then you have to, you created your own database essentially. Now you have to re-put it into a different one, so things don't go exactly.
Yeah.
Things get duplicated.
The efficiency. Yeah.
Exactly. And then you go to like how to follow up, just to go into some of the things. Google Calendar to make sure you put it in there, adding the person's email address, making sure they accept it. Telling them these are the steps and guidelines they need to do to make sure that everything's real, and you're going to move forward to put in your effort. So again, I think this is a quick sales process identification of what you can do. And what happens is people will use this process and figure out, all right, like for instance, if we gave a process like this to a company, and we'd be like, all right, so we're going to follow up you in 3 months, or a month, and see how everything's going, and talk about where we can improve. And they figure out, oh, well, the niche market they're in, the phone call needs to be this long to provide all the information that they need. You have to do it this way, and then you start adapting to different things. Maybe, like you were saying, you can do a Zoom or a Skype where it's like they need to actually see these things. Because like having hearing you is great, but seeing the visual and hearing you is so much better for the audience that we're looking for when it comes to selling people. And again, it's just, follow up, show up and follow up was one of the first jobs I had, to show up and follow up. And I was like, okay, what does that mean? And it's a really big thing you show up to a company, or you call a company, or you initially meet somebody, but then you follow up with them consistently, asking them how they're doing, what's going on, and I think a lot of people think sales, you just have to ask or be like, hey, we only need to talk about this, we need to get this in, we need to get this sale, but in reality, it's like, this person is just another human being, and then going to the close, like you were saying.
And if you do this, Cam, what I like about it is it's a numbers game, and you get, sales is sales, where you get them pumped, emotionally bought in. Some of them will buy right there, and then some won't.
Right.
Which that's okay. It's amazing. Without a doubt, every sales job I've had guys that call me back 6 months later, 8 months later, whatever.
Right.
But it's crazy that it happens. But also, just don't even worry. Just as long as you're doing everything truthful, you're doing everything correct on your end, following the process, everything will take care of itself. I mean, yes, you always want to improve on your calls, your recordings, all the stuff. Okay, maybe this is too long here. Like, I noticed that's another thing, is that companies have these really long scripts.
45 minutes.
Yeah, you're like,
minutes.
Dude, no one cares about your pitch after like 15, maybe 20, unless they're a buyer asking you buying questions. No one cares after 15, 20 minutes. So it's like, these companies that I went to, I made their huge freaking 10, 15 page script. I whittled it down to, I do everything front to back, including pricing, everything, in 15 minutes. Some of them I could do in 10 if they didn't ask a ton of questions.
Right.
But that was me just like, that was at
Slamming
the peak of getting through everything. It should be a little longer, but that's kind of the good point.
So let's go over, like, why are we explaining what a sales process is?
I mean, that's the pinnacle of your business, is sales process. So I feel like every company lacks in sales. Like, I worked at Solution Reach, a multi-billion-dollar company, and one of their biggest pain points was sales. And that's amazing, because they're like 500 employees. Now they're like 1,000 employees, but they're huge.
Right.
And all these multi-million and billion-dollar companies, where do they lack? Yeah, operations. Yeah, okay, spend less money on my crazy whatever XYZ in my business and finances and whatever, but everyone lacks in sales. If you have sales, you have a business. So we, to make that most efficient, and then you use this sales process. What I love about this, Cam, is you can literally use it for me, and you could start doing this, and then you can rinse and repeat to exponentially grow. Once we do this, we got a few deals. Okay, great. Do fulfillment. Okay, we got that covered. Okay, well, we don't want to do this anymore. We're going to hire 2 people to take our place. We can handle fulfillment. We can do operations, finance, all the inner workings of your business. And then, bam, they can exponentially grow the business for you. And obviously, you oversee it, you manage them, all that stuff. But then, you just rinse and repeat. And then before you know it, you have a 50-person company. You know what I mean?
Let's say you called, 5,000 people, or you used all your LinkedIn people, and we've cold called a little bit, and you have now 30 clients. What's one thing that you think companies do not do with those 30 clients?
Dude, they never reach back out and A, get reviews, and B, they need to ask for referrals for other, like obviously these people have been with you. Like I started a company when I was 20. We sold, websites, SEO, whatever, but it was to like chiropractors and dentists and just doctors, right? And I'll be honest, like we got caught up in, we were getting a bunch of new business, so we didn't really go back and say, hey, Dr. So-and-so, can we have a referral, or we'll give you a month off? And sometimes I did, but not really all the time.
Right.
That's where businesses fail, I think, is that, especially huge companies that have tons and tons, I mean, they've already said yes to you a bunch of times. You call them up, oh, hey, it's my account manager at XYZ company. Oh, hey, how's it going? Yeah, okay. Is everything okay with our account? Whatever. Yeah, it's great. Hey, you guys have liked our service, right? Yeah, you guys were great. Yeah, we've been with you for a year, 2 years. Yeah. Hey, do you mind, do you know anyone that would be good to benefit from our services we offer? We'd even throw you an XYZ, blah, 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 spiff, whatever they want to do. But that's where companies, I would say 90% of companies don't utilize that. I've never been to a company that, dude, it would be great if you had granted, you have to have a certain amount of clients, but it'd be great if you had a department of even 2 people, or even 1 to start, that reached out to your current person and did that personal touch, your current client.
Absolutely.
And just said, hey, how you guys doing? Great, wanted to check in. Maybe you don't even ask them for a referral right there. Hey, wanted to check in, make sure you guys are doing awesome, whatever. And then 2 calls later, hey, can we get a referral essentially?
Yeah, I've had companies where I worked for a company that was their number one thing, is even before you're done with the sell, do you know anybody that, it was like something on the lines of, hey, after being able to help you today, is there anyone that you feel I can help in the same way that I helped you today?
Right.
So I can benefit them, just as much, because I know you're going to love doing this, and, let's get them into the same thing. It helps you out. There's potential cheaper for that, company immediately. Hey, now that I know you love the process, I know you're going to love this product, what I'm going to do is give you an additional 20% off if you get a referral today. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, and they're like, yeah, I can find one company. And then boom, you've helped out that customer.
Yeah.
Or, oh yeah, actually I know 3 other people. Because it's like, it's nice to do it later and in the beginning. It's okay to ask for referrals twice, right after you're done with it. And then, in the process of everything, you're loving it. How's everything going? But I think a lot of companies also don't follow up with their people. They'll be like, oh, they're doing good? All right, awesome. They bought our product. We're happy. Go on to the next
Right, they're just
list.
They're always trying to get new business, right? But that's the funny part, is you can get new business from people that you're already
clients.
associated with. Yeah.
Right, and then there's one small, touch of a sales process that you just now initiated.
Dude, it could be a whole new department. That's what I'm saying. You have 3 sales departments, really. Your inside sales people, your outside sales reps, and then you could have your referral reps. You know what I mean? So just a 3-stream income.
Exactly. Now we've just completely changed the whole business to what they were doing. As a just sales department with 1 sales manager, you've now adapted and changed to better help your circumstances.
Right. Subscribe. Make sure you do that.
Like
that.
Comment. Tell us what you think.
All of it. Thanks for joining us on Benefits of Business.